Hey guys, welcome back to Selenium with Java January 2024 batch online training session 5. So this is the third session from Java and there will be one more session from for Java. Then we'll again go with the remaining part of Selenium WebDriver, session 7, and session 8 and 9 will be on the TestNG framework. 10 and 11 will be data-driven keyword and hybrid framework, where you can also know how to read and write the data from the Excel sheet, right? How to create the framework from the scratch. And last session will be on the BDD and Cucumber framework. So in today's topics, I'll primarily cover the Java OOPS concept, where you can get to know about the inheritance concept, method overloading, and method overriding, the importance of super keyword, then abstraction or abstract class in Java, interfaces, and the last two topics will be importance of static keyword and final keyword in Java. So whenever like C language was there, there was no OOPS concept. OOPS is nothing, object-oriented programming structure, right? So sorry, programming system. Okay, oops. So in OOPS there are six important kind of attributes available. One is like object and class, which you already know. Apart from that, four important concepts from the OOPS is like inheritance, polymorphism, abstraction, and encapsulation. So inheritance in Java is a mechanism in which one object acquires all the property and behavior of a parent object. It is an important part of the OOPS. So using inheritance, user can create classes that are built in upon existing classes. When we inherit from an existing classes, then we can reuse methods and field from the parent classes, and as well as we can add new method and field in the child classes. The class where the class member is getting inherited is called base class or super class or the parent class. And to where it is getting inherited, sometimes it is called child class, derived class, or subclass. How we can establish the relationship between the parent and child class with the help of extend keywords. So in the real time, right, as a person, you definitely you are kind of carrying some properties from heredity wise, right, from your forefather, right, or grandfather or your father or mother or maybe the like your grandparent as well. So that is the way in Java also. In case we are able to establish the relationship like parent child or grandparent parent to child, right? So definitely the child will acquire the properties from the grandparent or parent. So that is the concept. That is the means there is a relationship we are trying to establish between the different hierarchy. So in Java, single inheritance is possible means one class will inherit from the other class, and multi-level inheritance also possible means like grandparent to parent to child. But in a single time in Java, right, multiple inheritance is not possible. Okay, through class concept, but through interface concept that is also possible. Multiples means, right, one class is extending simultaneously multiple class, that is not possible through class concept, but through interfaces that might be possible in Java. So I will just try to create a simple class, then I will see how the right single inheritance and the multi-level inheritance can be established between the multiple classes, right? We will see. So we'll create a class first. Let's create a class called session 5 class A. And you can select probably static void main method. And here I can define some variable, say integer A equal to 20, right? I can create a method as well, say public void, say addition, and I can provide some two variables, say integer I comma integer j, and I it is already maximized. I think my screen is already maximized. Are you able to see, you guys? Okay, and I can print something called say SO like I plus j. Okay, okay. So I have declared a variable at the class level, and I have created a method also at the class level. You could see this is the class level, and how we can access those variable and method in that main method. So we need to create an object of that class, right? So I'll be creating an object here in the main method. Say object A with the help of new keyword, and then I can access the variable with the help of the object dot what is the variable A I have defined. Okay, sorry, it is object. And then with the help of that object I can call the method called addition, and I can pass two argument whatever is required, suppose say 20 and 30. Now I can definitely, if I just want to run it, it will be giving me the desired result. What is the value of A equal to 20, and I want to perform the summations of two variable I and j, and whenever I want to access that method, I have passed the argument value, variable value as 20 and 30. So 20 and 30 will just adding it and printing out in the console. So 20 plus 30 equal to 50. So that is the way, right? I can define n number of fields or variable, and I can create n number of method at the class level, and in the main method I can create an object or instance, and then with the help of that object, whatever I have defined at the class level, I can access those variable or the method. Now let's try to create a new class. Say session 5 class B. Okay. So similar way, I can copy those part, and I can change the variable value called B equal to 20, and instead of addition I can change it to subtraction. Right, I cannot, no need to change it also, that is fine. You can keep the same variable name because it's the argument. Okay, it does not matter. This is the method name and this is the variable name. Argument you can keep it also same in multiple classes as well, that does not have any problem. Now I can create an object or instance here, say obj b equal to new class. Now with the help of that object I can definitely access that variable b and the method subtraction easily. Right, and then similar way I can also access the method called subtraction, where I can provide the variable say 40 and then say 15, and I can change the variable value also, say like 670. Now if I execute my code, right, it will be giving me the desired result. So variable v value will be like 70, and like subtraction of two variable 40 and 15 equal to 25. That is the way it is being displayed. But so I have created some variable method in the class A, and I have created the method and variable in the class B. Now my question is that from the class B, can I access the class A variable method? So what is your answer? Can we access it? Whatever has been defined in the class A, can we access it in the through class B? Yeah. So say whatever object we have created, right? Let's try to use that one, and let's try to see whether you are able to get the variable A. Okay, no, right? You could see the variable A is not coming. And if you want to also access, right, maybe by default you try to give it forcefully A. Okay, so it is not coming. But in case you are able to give it like by default forcefully, try to give it A. So what will happen? It could see some error messages coming, right? So create field A in session class B, or create a constant, right, in the session class, or rename the file like that. So you cannot it because you did not define anything A variable, or that like or maybe the addition method in the class B. So in case you want to access, right, all this variable from the class A, so what you need to do, you need to establish the inheritance mechanism or the parent child concept. So what I will do, I will use the extend keyword T and DS, and I want to extend the class A. So simply copy it and paste it here, right? Now my class B will be my child and class A will be parent. So parent to child, right, inheritance I am trying to establish. So means whatever I have writing in my parent, all the fields, all the method my child B, class B can access it, but not the vice versa. Please understand. So parent to child relationship, but not from the child to parent. So child can access all the fields, variables, or the method from the parent class, but not from the child to parent class. Okay, now this is my child class or sub class or derived class, and this is my base class or super class or parent class. So now with the help of the object whatever I've created, right, if I want to access the variable A, which is my parent here, I can access it simply. A is coming, you could see. But A from where it is coming? It is coming from the session 5 class A, which is the parent class for the class B. Similar way, with the help of the object, I can also access the addition method, right? Which is coming from my parent class. Return type is void. I can provide to int like pass to parameter, say 30 and say 55 like that. Now if you execute the program, so definitely in your child class, you can able to access whatever field, variable or the method you have written in the child class. Along with that, as you have established the relationship between the parent and the child, so definitely in the child class, you can access all the variable method from the parent class as well. So that is the concept of, right, inheritance. You could see now. So 70 and 25 is fine. Now I could able to access variable A which is available in my parent class. The value is 20. Now I can access the addition method which is nothing but the summation of two variable 30 plus 555 equal to 85. So that is why it is possible. So that is called single, right, inheritance. But multi-level inheritance means grandparent to parent to child. So let's try to create one more class, then you can able to understand that multi-level inheritance mechanism. See, I will try to create similar way. Maybe the is this class C level also. I will create a variable called C. So I can give some variable called 92. Instead of subtraction, I can create a method called multiplication. Okay, it will be star. Now I can similar way I can create object or instance here, and with the help of that object what I can do, I can easily access that class level variable whatever I have defined dot C variable which is coming from the session 5 class C only, and I can access the multiplication method as well which is coming from the session 5 class C. So say 20 and 15 could get the desired result. But for that class C, there is no relationship established between class A and class B, right? From the class C. Now, what I will do from the class C now, I will extend the class B. Simply, I will extend class B. So, what is happening now? My class C is child and my class B is parent. But whereas for class B is child and class A is parent. So, what is the relationship now am I establishing? So class A is my grandparent, class B is my parent and class C is my child. That is called multi-label inheritance. Now, from the child, I can access all the properties from my parent, which is like class B, and I can access as well all the properties field or the method from my grandparent, which is class A as well. So that is the way I can establish the relationship between the grandparent to parent to children or child through the multi-label inheritance. Now, with the help of that object, I can call the parent, right? Variable or similar way you can do it, say 40 and say 22. Now we can also call the grandparent, which is addition. You could see this coming from the class A. So class A is grandparent, class B is parent, and class C is child. Similarly, you can also access the variable as well. So all the variables, field, attribute, and the method, like you can access it from grandparent to parent to child. So this is like C variable 92, like multiplication, which is class C level 20 multiplied 15 equal to 300, and subtraction 40 minus 22 equal to 18, and summation, which is from the class C or the grandparent, 30 and 87 equal to 117. So that is the way you can deal with the inheritance, right, concept of the Java. Then I will go for one more concept, then I will take a pause. The next one is like polymorphism. So that is another OOPS concept of Java. So polymorphism is a Java. In Java is a concept by which user can perform a single action in different way. So polymorphism derived from Greek words. Poly means many and morphs means way. So polymorphism means multiple way or many way. There are two types of polymorphism available in Java. One is compile time polymorphism, which is called as method overloading or static binding. And second one is runtime polymorphism or method overriding or dynamic binding. So, what is method overloading? There might be two or more methods which are having same name and same return type in the same class, but they can differ in the following way. One is either changing the number of argument or either changing the type of argument. So number of argument means instead of one variable I can make it 2, 3, 4, 5, or type of argument means instead of integer I can make it string, I can make it double, right, I can make it float, all this stuff. So in case I want to give a real-time example of method overloading, suppose say you are a person. Okay, so in your home, you can be brother, you can be sister, right? Someone can be a spouse as well. Someone can be mother or father in the home, right? Or son or daughter as well in the home. And you are taking a training for me, so you are a student for me. Tomorrow you are going to office. So you are an employee to the organization. Next day you are going for shopping, so you are a customer for them. You are going to the bank, you are a like kind of bank account holder for the bank agency or like that. So same person is varying the behavior, right, or like treated as an entity based on the surroundings. Similarly here also same method can work different way, right, based on the number of argument or the number of type of argument. So that is the way method overloading will happen. So what I will do, so say I have created a class A, right? I already created a method addition. Okay. Now if I want to copy that method and I want to just paste it, so will it allow? System will not allow to create duplicate methods or duplicate variable. But duplicate method is available, you can create it. Either method name will be same, return type can be same, but you can change the number of argument or as well as you can change the type of argument. That is why you can do it. So first I will change the number of argument. So here two argument is there. Instead of that I want to pass three argument, integer ij, integer k. Now I can sum it up. So what is happening? It is only doing addition operation but three variable. So that is one concept. And second one, I can change the type of argument. So instead of the integer, I can make it double. I can make it double. So that will not be a problem. So here I am dealing with two variables which both are integer. I am dealing with three variables which both all are integer. And here I am dealing with two variable which are double. Similar way, I can create one more method, same name, but I can create three more variable. One more variable, say double again k, and here I can sum it out. So that is the concept of method overloading. Now I already accessed the first one. Similar way, now if you press dot, you could see able to see addition. Same method but different way. So that way I already access. Now I want to go with three variables. So you can give three variable name 30, 40 and 50. Now, but operation is same, but based on the type of variable, based on the number of argument. Also we are passing through the method. Double here, you can pass it 30.57. Here you can pass it like that. Similar way, I can pass it three double variable as well. So it will work accordingly. So that is the concept of method overloading. What is the real-time example someone want to give you, right? So you already seen in the first session. So driver dot find element, right, by dot id name class name. So it is doing the same operation, trying to identify the element locator, right, with the help of the element locator. But driver dot find element by dot id, by dot class name, or by dot xpath, CSS, partial linked text like that. But same way. So that are the concept of method overloading in the real time in Selenium. So same method you are accessing it with the help of different, right, different kind of changing the properties, all this stuff. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, it will depend. Yeah, it can allow, but whenever you want to access it, it might be vary. Here you can do it, not be a problem. You can make it double also. Okay, so not be a problem. Sometimes it can create problem depending on the your objective. Okay, sometimes mix and match. Yeah, that is not be a big deal because here variable name is not a mandatory. Only data type and the number of argument is. Yeah, here you can make it like say I'm just not changing the integer part. Here you can say like m and n. It does not matter. This is the argument you are just giving for reference only. It does not matter at all. But it will work in the same way. Here it will not consider on the argument value. Instead of that, it will consider that data type or the number of variable you are passing. So it will not be a problem at all. Okay, you can change it. Okay, you could see 20 is coming, right? But I have changed it to MNN. Here you need to accordingly change it. That's all. Okay. Yeah. So any questions from these two topics? Mhm. Yeah, that is possible through. I already told, right? Kind of interface. Okay. So classes, it is not possible the multiple. Okay. Yeah. In through interface, we can do multiple interface, right? Yeah, hierarchical you can do it. You can create a class D and you can similar way you can create a concept called ABD, right? That not be a problem. Okay. So here we are establishing ABC and you can create a class, another class called D and you can similar way you can do it ABD. So that is the hierarchical, right? A is your parent, B is, sorry, ha. You can create a one more class. Hierarchicals means, so I'm just giving you examples here. So this is your A, A, and then A is coming to B, right? So A is a parent, A is a grandparent, B is a parent, and you can have two more children, C and D. That is hierarchical, right? Or here you can multiple also have it, right? So suppose say you can have a E, and in the E also you can have F and G. So that is the hierarchical. A to B to C, A to B to D, A to E to F, A to E to G. Okay, so you can create one more class D, and you can try to create A to B to D as well. So A will be a parent, B will be sorry grandparent, B will be your parent, and D will be child, because C and D will be treated as a child, right? So that is the way you can create a hierarchical inheritance. No, multiple is different. Multiple is different. Multiples means you want to access multiple class at the same time. So B, suppose say C is your parent class, but you want to access A and B at the same time as a parent. So it's not possible through the class. That is multiple. Hmm, hmm. Suppose say this is your parent. I'm just giving you. This is your parent A, say B, and say C and D. Okay, say E, say F and G. That is the hierarchy, right? A is having two child, say B and E, and now B is having two child, C and D, and here E is having two child. That is the hierarchical, right? Hierarchy. Okay, and multiples mean say at the same time, right? Say I want to create a parent class. Say I want to create a child class C, maybe such a child class X, and at the same time I want to create a parent class Y and Z. Not possible through classes. So this is my child class, and I want to access both parent class at the same time. That is not possible. So hierarchical means that is way, right? And multiples means a children cannot access both the parent class, but through interfaces it is possible. But through classes concept it is not possible. It is just strictly avoided. Yes, one parent can have multiple child. Right, be anything, right? You can have. And similarly, again, parent can have multiple children. Yes, so that is the way hierarchical is possible. But one children cannot access multiple parents. So that is called multi-level. But inheritance, interfaces, it is possible, but not for classes concept. Any other question from these two topics? Interface and method overloading. Yes, better, right, better. I mean, I used to generally create the classes only, because in the real time also you'll be creating a base class. Say suppose the class A, base class you'll be having all the thing. And whenever you'll be either going for that like page object model or the page library model, right? Page factory model. So you have to always create a every for every pages there will be need to create a class, right? And every time you'll The child class or the page class will be extending the base class every time, because every pages you need to create a separate class. Okay, we'll go for the next topic. Runtime polymorphism in Java, which is nothing but the method overriding, or sometimes it is called dynamic binding. Because this problem you cannot write see as and when you are saving the code. Only whenever you'll be able to run the code, that part you will be able to get it. That is the reason it is called as runtime polymorphism. Whereas your compile time means during saving the code, in case you are doing any mistake, you can get it, right? Compilation error. But here only the method overriding is only possible whenever you are running the code. Okay. So if a subclass or child class has the same method as declared in the parent class, is known as method overriding in Java. When a method in a subclass has the same name, same parameter or signature, and the same return type exactly as the method in a superclass, then the method in the subclass is said to override the method in the superclass. A constructor cannot be overridden. Method final into one declared is final cannot be overridden. Static method cannot overridden. I'm just giving a simple example, right? I mean, in Indian culture, right? Whenever you are right born to a family, what happens? Like we need to take the surname from my family, right? Suppose say my name is Haradhan Pal, so my surname is Pal. So like my daughter will be like say any name, and her surname will by default will be Pal. Okay, but later point of time, right? Say name is the method or variable which is Pal, right? So there is no problem at all. So my name a method can be there for surname, printing the surname, it is Pal. My daughter also like its surname, it's Pal. But say my daughter want to change her surname, right? So it can be anything. Then the problem will come, right? So whenever my daughter, I am just creating a I mean relationship between the parent child through inheritance, but same method like the surname method is there, but my surname is Pal and my daughter's surname is different. So in case I want to access my daughter's surname method, then while actually ideally what values should be printed out. That is a generic concept. So it should give the precedence to my daughter only, daughter method, right? Or the variable. Because she somehow changed his name, her name. Okay. So that thing should give me more preferences. In case that is same, there is no problem at all. But in case something is different, my particular thing will be overridden. My daughter will take the precedence. So similar way, in case parent and child is having the exact same method, same return type, right? Same value. Sorry, I mean return type, signature, parameter, everything same. Then the parent will be overridden and child will take the precedence. So in the real-time example, in case I want to give, okay, next seventh class you will get more clarity. So say there might be a method, right, for implicit time wait, right? You did not, as of now, you did not learn it. So implicit time wait, I can define at the base class. Whenever I'll be dealing with the framework, I'll be defining the implicit time wait as a base class. So I'll can give it maybe 20 seconds. So what will happen? So in case I'm giving it to the base class, so for every pages, every kind of right object, sorry, every kind of page class, by default it will be treated as 20 seconds. So in case within 20 seconds the page is not loaded, right, then it will throw the error, but it will wait for 220 seconds before throwing any error. Okay, so your 95% problem can be solved. So with most of the pages it can load within 20 seconds, and so there will be no error at all. But you already know that whenever out of 100 pages only 2 pages might take 2 minutes or 3 minutes time to load, because of there are so many images object to be visible to the page. So what you can do in the real time for method overriding? So for those particular page class, right, you can create a similar method, right, where you can give the implicit timeout as 120 second or 180 second, so that your 20 second can be overridden, because you are giving the precedence to the child method, so that for particular those 2 pages or 3 pages, it will wait for 2 or 3 minutes instead of 20 second, and then your right thing objective will be fulfilled without any error. So that is the way your runtime polymorphism will be having the more implication in the Selenium as well with Java. So let's try to understand here. So here I can create a variable, say integer a, sorry, public void, say test method. Simple example, just giving it. Okay, so that body is different. So method name is same. There is no change in signature, right? Argument we are not passing anything. Return type is same. These three things will vary. So return type, method name, and the signature, and this is your body. So okay, so that is fine. Similar way in the class B as well, I want to create a same method. Okay, so there will be no problem whenever you are saving the code. There is no problem at all, because this is the properties or the mechanism which only will be working during the execution of the code, right? Or during the running the code. So that is the reason it is called as runtime polymorphism. Whenever you are running the thing, you will be able to get the implication. So you could see now the same return type, same method, same signature. Output is A. Here I have given different, and here I can make it to different class B. So that is the only change in the output. Means like we can have the method body accordingly in the real time based on the requirement. Now questions will be there. I can comment out everything here now for now. Now with the help of that object, I want to access that test method. Okay. Now you could see it is coming from session 5 class B only. Means that particular thing will be printed out and your parent class will be overridden. That will not be working here. So, so that is the way I am overriding my parent class, and I am my child class is taking the precedence through the method overriding. Same return type, same method, and same signature. And where definitely the parent child mechanism should be established through the inheritance. Then your parent class method body will be ignored or overridden, and your child class will take the precedence. So that is the concept of the method overriding. Now questions will come that I want still want to access, right, my parent class properties or the method or other stuff, right? Then how can I access it? Okay, so similar way, let's try to create the same variable. So it is applicable for variable level as well as applicable for the method level, and you can change the value, say 150. Now if you want to access it, so your parent class will be ignored. Your child class value will be printed out. But same variable was there in the parent and child class. So your parent class thing will be ignored and your child class value will be printed out 150. Now questions will coming might be arise that I want to still access my parent class, or maybe I want to access both my parent and child class sometimes. So how can I do it? Right. So there is a another approach. We need to use the super keyword, through which we can access the parent class properties, as well as if required we can also access the child class properties. So the super keyword in Java is a reference variable which is used to refer immediate parent class object. Whenever user creates the instance of subclass, an instance of parent class is created implicitly which is referred by super reference variable. Super keyword can be used at variable method level as well. Private method of superclass cannot be called. Only public and protected methods can be called by the super keyword. So what I will do, first I will try to go with the variable level. So if I want to access both the variable from the parent class and child class, so what I will do, I'll create a method first. How I can do, say public void, say print var variable. Okay. So what I can do, in case I want to print simply the variable from the child class, I can simply print it out a. Otherwise, if I want to print the parent class, what I will do, I will call super dot a. Now you could see you are able to access class a variable. Now what I can do, I can just comment out with the help of the object. I can call that print variables, right? So what will print it out? It will print both the variable, right? First one is 150, which is coming from the child, and now with the help of super, I can print that parent also. Now, in case you don't want to call the parent, you can simply remove the code or disable it. So you can only print the parent class, right? So that is the way with the help of super keyword you can do it. You could see now I am calling it from the parent class. So that is one way for the variable level. Similar way, you can go with the uh, class, I mean method level also. So say print methods, like method. So in case I want to simply call the child class method, it will be like that test. And in case you want to call that test, so that is the way. Now what I will do, similar way, dot print method. So it will print both the method value. With the help of super, it will be parent, and with the help of normal test method, it will be child. Now, if you comment out the child part, it will only print the super part, like which is nothing but the class A. So that is the way you can deal with the super. With the help of the super keyword, you can access the like parent level kind of variable as well as parent level method as well. So whatever you are doing through that like dynamic binding or the method overriding, right, still you want to access it, there is a provision with the help of super keyword. Okay, so any questions? So that is the way I'm explaining, right? Inheritance, it is not like that. Inheritance is not only for the method overriding, but inheritance should be there, otherwise how the method overriding will work? So here I have created two methods, right? Class A and class B, and which is already extending. Then only you can able to access, sorry, you can only implement the method overriding concept. So what is the concept of method overriding? That was I explaining, right? In case you are having two classes and where the parent and child relationship is there, and in case your parent and child is having two similar method with signature with same return type, then in case you want to access that method from the child level, your parent level method will be overridden and your child level method will be taking the present tense. That is the concept of method overriding. But still, in case you want, Okay, so what I need to do, let's see, go with that. Let's see in case something is happening. Otherwise, I need to check the code also once more time. Uh, 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 uh. Let's create a constructor here. Okay, okay. Now, so what will happen as and when you are creating object or instance, right? Let's see how it is happening. Okay, you could see your class B constructor also in kind of calling along with the class A constructor. Okay, so because both the constructor will be calling here, so class B is automatically calling, but you already extended class A, class will be also calling. Now, in case you want to go with that one, so what you need to do, okay, so here in the class B constructor, I can simply disable it and I can call it super. So that simple thing so called. You could see, right? Yes. Parent is built in, but with the constructor, it will also call the parent as well, right? That is, there is an initial time parent and child is also printing out. In case you are not giving in the body, so only the parent will be printing out. In case you are, hmm, hmm, hmm. Yeah, right. But for the constructor, like parent and child, both will be there. Okay, first child and then the parent. Yeah. Then you need to just remove the body here, so that automatically it will come. Other, if you want to give the print, you need to call the super only. Okay, because constructor anyway automatically will call, na. You cannot stop it from calling. So what you can do it. It is not like the method. Okay. So as and when an object is created, automatically constructor will be called. You cannot stop for kind of calling it. Okay. It is not like the method and other stuff. Yes. Yeah. Right. Parent and child. Right. Yes. But if you want to create the parent, then you need to call the super keyword. Yeah. Yeah. First the child is called, then the parent is called. First the child. If you no, let's see. Let's see. Okay, that's fine. Let's fine. Check it. Okay, that's fine. Parent. Yeah, parent is fine. Then yeah, counter, right. Yeah. Then if you just disable it, because constructor will automatically call, you cannot stop it. So now you can get the desired part. In case you want to do it, you will automatically print it out. So that is the way you can like use that super keyword in the constructor level as well. Yeah, this keyword I will see. Okay, in the next class, or I have already had a video. Okay, maybe I can just provide it for this keyword. Anyway, this will be covered in that framework also. What is the importance of this? Okay, that is the reason I did not separately cover it. Yes, this right. So yeah, I will show you. Okay, Then next two topics, important topics I will cover, the abstraction and the interface. Then we'll go for the last two topics. So as of now, you already understand couple of concepts in the OOPS. So abstraction is another concept of the OOPS only. So abstraction, what does it mean abstraction? Abstraction is like hiding the implementation details and showing only functionality to the user. So just giving a simple example, right? You are sending a mail and you are receiving a mail through Gmail, through Outlook, right? Or through Hotmail, Yahoo, anything. But do you know the internal process, how the mail send is going on and how it is receiving? No. But as a like kind of front end user, you are able to receive or send it. You do not know the internal logic. Similarly, in case you are sending some SMS, right? You do not know the internal logic. You are able to send the SMS or you are able to get it, or through WhatsApp conversion only you are able to get it also. So you don't know the internal logic, because internal logic nobody want to display it because that is their confidential part. But they want to just show the functionality to the user. What is the objective? That's the part they want to display. So the implementation details nobody want to display it or want to hide it, but only the functionality so that you can access it and you can do it. So that is called abstraction. Abstraction focuses on what the object does instead of how it does. A class which is declared with the abstract keyword is known as an abstract class in Java. It can have abstract and non-abstract method. What does it mean by non-abstract method? Non-abstract method means a method can have body, but abstract method means it cannot have any body associated it. So that as and when you'll be implementing it or extending it, right, then you can access that, I mean, add the body accordingly. Okay, so from the class or concrete class or abstract class to class, wherever you will be implementing, you want to use that extend keywords. Okay, so normal classes, you can create a normal class and you can create a body. So what I'll be doing, I want to create a class. Mm. Say class name is, say I'm giving something called animal class, and I can create abstract, right? You can check it abstract also. Okay, you could see abstract keyword should be there for the abstract class. Okay, then you can have some body. So what I'll be doing, public void drink. Okay, so why I have given it non-abstract method? Because any animal can drink water, whether it's a human being, cat, dog, monkey, donkey, anything, right? Everybody used to drink water. That is common across the animal. But whenever anybody is eating, it will vary. We human being, we can eat vegetarian, non-vegetarian. Like for few of the animal, like cow, they will only eat grass and other, right? Elephant, it will only vegetarian. But in case it is a like lion or kind of tiger, they will only eat kind of, right, meat. So that is the way their eating part is varying. So what I will do, I will create a method here, abstract void eat, because that part it will vary. Okay, so I am not implementing anything. You could see as and when you are defining something abstract, right, you no need to implement any body. But here, if you remove the body part, right, it will throw you the error immediately, because non-abstract method should always should have a body. Okay, but abstract method, in case you want to give some body, what will happen? You could see immediately throw the error. Abstract method cannot have a body. Either remove the method body or remove the abstract modifier. I can remove the abstract body. Okay. So definitely, in case you want to create something abstract, that class need to be abstract. So concept is that in case you are defining some class and abstract, that class you cannot create a object or instance. That is the first concept. Understand it very minutely. Normal classes you can create n number of method, n number of variable, right? All should be non-abstract, means method should have any body. But as and when you are declaring some class and abstract, you cannot create an object or instance in the main method. It will not be allowed. It will not be allowed. You could see error message is coming. Why? Because as and when you have defined something as abstract, cannot instantiate in the type of animal. Because this is abstract class. You cannot create the object or instance. So what I can do, I can simply remove that part. It is not required at all. Because I cannot create the object in the main method for that same class. As and when I'm defining something in abstract. Then abstract class can have abstract method as well as non-abstract method. Why? Because something might be common, right, for this type of class. So I can define something as generic method so that I don't need to repeat it again and again and again in multiple classes wherever I am extending the abstract classes. And abstract class have abstract method as well. So abstract method means that method cannot have any body at all. So that is the way I can create an abstract class. Now, then I'm creating the abstract class, but how I'll be using it? Because I cannot create an object or instance for the abstract class at all. So what I can do, I can create multiple class to extend the abstract class. So I can create a class called say tiger class, and I can create a main method here. What I'll do, I will extend animal. Okay. Then I can create. Now you could see some error message is coming because as and when you are extending normal class with the abstract class, you need to import all the unimplemented method by default. Unimplemented method means the abstract method. You could see add unimplemented method. Automatically the method will be implemented here. Now you can give the body here. So like tiger used to eat meat only. Right? They are non-vegetarian generally. Now I can you can remove the override method as well. That is the syntax used to come. There is no importance at all. Okay. Now you can create an object for the tiger class. Say Royal Bengal tiger. That is one type of tiger. Object equal to new tiger. Now you could see with the help of that object, I can call that common method called drink, which is coming from the animal directly class. And apart from that, I can call the eat, which is coming from the tiger class. So animal used to drink water, tiger used to eat meat only. So that is the way I can create an abstract class first because I don't want to create an object or instance for that class directly. So in case I want to create something called abstract class, I need to make it abstract so that I cannot create any object or instance of that particular class cannot be instantiated. And in the abstract class, I can have a method, abstract and non-abstract. Non-abstract mean it can have a body, abstract mean it cannot have any body. So what I can do, that abstract class, I can extend it to the other class. And as and when I'm extending it to the other class, all the unimplemented method means abstract method by default, I need to implement it in that particular child class. And then I can access all the properties from the child classes in the child classes, all the method as well as from the method which is non-abstract in the abstract class as well. So that is the concept of abstraction. So why I have written it? Because I have written the method, okay, it, generic method. But based on the it, right, whenever child class will be calling, they can implement the body. Okay, I just don't want to show everyone, but that can be generic thing. So that is the way abstraction will happen. Next topics in relation with the abstraction is called interface. So here abstract class can have abstract and non-abstract method. But interface is completely 100% abstraction in nature. So interface is a Java type definition block which is 100% abstract in nature. All the interface method by default public and abstract. Static and final modifier are not allowed for interface method. In interface, variable are public, static, and final by default. Interface also cannot be instantiated and it does not contain any constructor. Interface can be used using implement keyword for a class. So for class to class, you already see extend keyword. It does not matter the normal class or abstract class, but for interface to class, it will need to always use implements keyword. But in case is interface to interface, you can use extend keyword. So class to class extend keyword, interface to interface it's extend keyword, but interface to class it should be always implement keyword. A class that implements interface must implement all unimplemented method. Okay. So what is the real time example of an interface? I'm just giving you example. Let's try to focus on the example. So don't forget the example. In case you are just able to recollect all the examples, right? Your concept will be very, very clear. Suppose say there are multiple company in the kind of vehicle industry. Okay. So it can be two-wheeler, four-wheeler, bus, truck, anything. So but let's focus on the four-wheeler kind of personal car. Okay. So it can be any brand. It can be like a Maruti, right? It can be Hyundai, it can be Tata, anything, right? Any brand might be there. Okay. But at the end of the day, everybody need to follow some protocol. In case they are not able to follow, right, for any country, there, whatever car they are manufacturing, that might be defective. That can be banned as well for the country and they can lose multiple stuff. So every company have to need to follow some the government rule, right? Country specific rule or state specific rule. Otherwise, they cannot right publish some product in the market. So say, so government is creating an interface. Say, so what is the importance of interface? So it is letting user know that this is the mandatory thing they need to implement by default. After that, whatever they do, they can do it additionally. So, in case you want to develop a basic car, right, four-wheeler personal car, what are the important things should be there? It should be having some engine. But I am not defining that what is your capacity CC. So it should have an engine. It should have some steering. It should be having some vehicle. Sorry, wheels. It should be having some front light. It should be having some back light. It should be having some seats. But that it should be having some horn, right? That is the basic requirement for any car. So whenever you are developing any company is developing any kind of branded car, right? In case you are going for like Honda, it can be like i10, i20, right? Creta, any other brand, right? In case of Maruti, it can be Suzuki, right? Sorry, Suzuki is the brand Maruti. So it can be anything, right? For Maruti, different branded might be there, right? So basic thing will be like that. Then there might be luxurious thing, right? For the luxurious thing, that should be some AC, there should be some kind of music system, right? There can be some cleaning system, there can be some back camera, all this stuff might be there for the other like luxury car. So that also need to be implemented. So that is the way, in case somebody is not implementing anything based on the protocol, there will be, they have to implement it anyway. But those interfaces is not defining what is your thing, but they are defining that this is the thing you need to implement it, otherwise your thing you cannot write kind of publish, or you cannot write some card to be in the market, right? you cannot I mean, yeah. After creating, you cannot also publish it in the market. So that, right, your risk will be nullified. So that is the concept of interface. So you need to implement all unimplemented method by default. Whatever body you want to give, that is your thought. So I will try to create an interface. So how can I create? I can go to the package. I can right click, I can create new, and I can, there's an object called interface. So say I can create something called maybe car, I can give it, that's not be a problem. Car. Okay. So what I can do, I can simply give public void engine without any body. By default, though you are not giving any abstract keyword, but still by default your method will be abstract in nature because this is interface. Similar way. So that is the important, and your interface should be having all the method as 100% abstract in nature. Okay, that is the way. Similarly, I can create a another interface called luxury car 1. I can give some important kind of stuff for the luxury car 1. Say for luxury car 1, I can give some called music system, right? I can give something called music system. Similar way, I can create one more interface, luxury car 2 interface name, and here I can give something called say AC, car AC. AC anything, or maybe another thing is called car back mirror, or okay, back camera. Okay, that is the additional feature of the luxury car 2. Okay, now let's close it. This part. Okay. Now you could see in the class concept, right? Only single level inheritance and multi-level inheritance was possible along with hierarchical inheritance. But in case it is a interface, so I can use extend keywords, and definitely I can go with that luxury car 1. So that is like parent-child relationship for the interface. But for the interface, I can go with multiple inheritance as well. You could see means car is extending true parent at the same time. Okay, so automatically car is already able to access all the method from the car as well as car luxury car 1 and luxury car 2 at the same time. So that is the multiple inheritance is possible through interface, but through class it is not possible. Okay, now what I'll do, I'll create a object class. Say Hyundai is the brand. I can create a class Hyundai. I can create a public static void main method, and whenever I want to kind of I need to use implements keyword for class to interface. So I'll be using implements keyword, then car. So you could see now error message is coming. Why? So you need to implement all the inter method here, which is coming from the car, right? As well as luxury car 1, luxury car 2 as well. So I need to add all unimplemented method. So here you can give the body here. SC. hmm, Engine, say I can give at 1200 cc. Wheels, say I can give it 5 wheels along with stepney. So I'm specifying accordingly, right? Say horn, maybe two horn might be, right? Or maybe one good quality horn. Backlight, maybe that particular car is having like three backlight or two backlight. Okay, front light, it can have four front light, right? Can have maybe left side mirror, right side mirror, back mirror, front mirror. It can be four mirror depending on the band, right? So that way it can vary. Now I can create an object for that Hyundai car, say like I-20 is the car object, new Hyundai. Now with the help of the I-20, I can access that method one by one, right? Dot. Okay, you could see, right? Engine, I can access it. Dot. Music system, right? From where it is coming now, Hyundai, because I already implemented it. Dot. AC, whatever is like front light, back light, like that is the way. So that is the way you can create the multiple inheritance, single inheritance, multi-level inheritance as well through interfaces. And that is the concept of interfaces. Interfaces will be 100% abstract in nature, though you are not using the right abstract method primarily, but still it is 100% abstract in nature, right? And in an interface, other interface can be linked with the help of extend keyword. Single interface can extend multiple interface at the same time. That is called multiple inheritance, which is possible through not through class but through interface. Then those kind of interface you can implement to any class, and in that class, so that all the unimplemented method you need to implement it after giving the body, and then you can use it as and when required. So that is the concept of interface and the abstraction in Java with example. Any doubt? Yes, so sometime, right? I mean, suppose say I'm just giving an example. Okay, you are dealing with a banking project. Okay, so you can create, or maybe you can working for a maybe insurance or maybe banking project. Say you are dealing with multiple bank, so you can create interfaces. Suppose say what the interface is like your repo rate. Okay, one is like you can create a kind of method in the abstract method called repo rate, and then you can create a kind of called interest rate, right, for home loan, personal loan, car loan, and then you can give something called lending, then you can give the rate for kind of fixed deposit up to 1 year, 6 months, 5 year, 10 years, like that. Okay, that is the way you can create some abstract method, or you can create multiple abstract method. One is for car loan, one is for personal loan, one is for home loan, one is for fixed deposit, and then in a particular interface you can extend it. And then in real time, suppose in case you want to go for a for SBI class, then SBI all the interest rate will change, right? Maybe 7%, 8%, 9%. Whereas for HDFC it can be 6%, 7%, 8%. For ICICI it might be 9, 10, 11. Right? For Bandhan Bank it might be 10, 11, 12 like that. So that is the way it will be real-time implication. Yes. So abstract method means you are defining something called industry standard, right? Benchmark, but you are not giving any value. So that, right, in the real time, in case you want to create for 10 different classes, you can implement it based on a requirement. But you no need to create it again and again and again, and you will never forget to implement anything. Okay. Any other questions? Because that is very, very important one. Okay. Yes. Yes. WebDriver's interface. Yes. That is the reason you cannot create the object or instance for the WebDriver directly, right? What you need to do, you need to create an object or instance for the WebDriver with the help of the Chrome driver or Gcode driver, the Firefox driver class, right? Then only you can access that object, and then you can call all the method from the WebDriver interface. And also web element, also an interface, right? And as and when you are creating the like something called web element is a interface in the in the Selenium, and you are getting all the important method from the web element. Okay. So last two important topics is the importance of static keyword and um, the final keyword. So I already seen, right, whenever I have given the important concept of the uh, p- sorry, variable, there are two type of variable, right? Public variable, static variable, and the class variable, right? So static can be used in the variable level as well as the class level as well as the method level. In case you are defining something as static, right? So what it will be do automatically, right? Your for the variable automatically replica will be created, right? And it will be stored so that it will be shared across all the common resources. So without creating the object or instance, like anyone can access it. That is the important concept of static. Okay. So let's see how we can deal with that variable level as well as like other level. Okay, so I will go with here. I can create, maybe that's fine. Let's go with that. Okay. So I have declared integer a and public test method, right? But in case I want to access them, so I need to always create an object or instance first. Then I can call them, right? Either the variable or the method. Okay. Let's comment it out. Let's define something called static int global var equal to say 300. Okay. Public static void. Okay, so I've defined something as static variable and static method, right? Now if I want to access it, this variable, I will not create an object or instance in my main method. What I can do, I can simply call it. Okay, there you can see there is no error. Similarly, I can simply directly call that method also because I have defined something as static. Similar way in the real time also, you'll be creating the static method in the base class sometimes. Okay, so that you don't need to create an object or instance, automatically you can call the method or the variable. So static variable and static method are globally accessible within that particular class without creating any object or instance. Okay, in the real time, in the seventh session, you can also know. Suppose I need to create a method for capturing the screenshot, right? So I'll be creating a method at the class level as a static, and every time, whenever I want to require the capture the screenshot, I'll call that static method only. So I'll not create any object or class at all. So that is the way, right? It will save my effort. Okay, you could see 300 is coming. Now output for global test method. So you no need to create an object or instance in the main method at all, because you have defined something a static variable or static kind of method. The next one is the importance of final keyword. So as of now, so what are the main objective? I can define some variable and I can change it any number of time. But in case I want to prevent it, then how can I do it? So that the concept is called final keyword. I can use it so that, right, I will not allow to change my variable value by anyone by declaring it final. Then I can establish my parent-child relationship with the help of the extend keyword built in multiple classes. But in case I would want to write create any object, create any inheritance mechanism for any of the two classes. So what I can do, I can make the main base classes as final, so that automatically no class can inherit it. In case I want to prevent the overriding, right? I don't want to create the same method in the multiple classes at all. So what I'll do, that particular method I can make it final. So that a similar kind of class, similar kind of method, nobody can create in the desired, right? The child class. So final keyword is used in different context. First of all, final is a non-access modifier applicable only to a variable, just like the static. Okay, a method or a class. Following are the different contexts where final is used. Like to create a constant variable, I can use the final. To prevent method overriding, we can use the final the method level. To prevent the inheritance, we can use the final at the classes level. The only difference between a normal variable and the final variable is that we can reassign value to a normal variable, but we cannot change the value of a final variable once assigned. Hence, final variable must be used only for the values that user want to remain constant throughout the execution of the program. A final method cannot be overridden by any subclass. The final modifier prevents a method from being modified in the subclass. The main intention of making method final would be that the context of the method should not be changed by any outsider. The main purpose of using a class being declared as final is to prevent the class from being subclass. If the class is marked as final, then no class can inherit any feature from the final class. So we'll see one by one. So here, say I can create, let's one second. Say I can define some variable called integer I. Okay, instead of that, integer x. Now I can change the value like that, right? As on my requirement, you print x. So what will happen? It will print the latest value, but I can change the variable value. I already told in the last time, right? In case suppose say some value I want to do it, right? I want to do operation of two variable, right? I can definitely do it. Later point of time, this summation I can want to add it with third variable. So that is the way I can change some variable value based on my requirement. But in case I don't want to change anything, right? So what I can do, I can make it final. Just previously I will add a thing called final, which is you could see as and when I'm defining something as final, immediately error message is coming, because once you are making it final, so it will be constant in nature. You cannot remove, we cannot modify it. So you need to remove everywhere, either final or you need to remove the remaining two line. So now there is no provision that anyone can change your value. So it will be always fixed only. So that is the variable level. Next, there is two base class, right? Two class A. which is the parent, and class B is the child. But I don't want to write okay. I don't want to make it something called I don't want to create any kind of child for the parent class, so I can make it final the parent class. So parent class there will be no error at all, but child class error message will be there. You could see that error message is coming. Why? Because you cannot make it either remove the final modifier or you change it, right? So you cannot create a kind of child class where some class is defined as a final, so you need to remove it. Okay, then something, right, we have created something for overridden part, right? So what I can do, public final void test. So here parent class there will be no error, but child class whatever method you want to override, so that method will be error will be there. Okay, you could see. So either you need to remove that one, or either you need to remove the final keyword from the parent class. Either you need to remove it, or either you need to remove the final modifier from the parent class. So that is the way. In case I don't want to change my variable name, I don't want to write. I want to prevent my class from the inheritance. I don't want to kind of use the method overriding wherever inheritance is already there. So I need to use that keyword for final. Okay. I will just repeat it once more time. Then I will go for any questions in case you are having. So in Java, inheritance is one of the important mechanism of the OPS concept, object-oriented programming system, where it is a parent to child or child, grandparent to parent or child, like this possible. In Java, through classes, single inheritance, multi-level inheritance, hierarchical inheritance is possible, but like multiple inheritance is not possible through classes. It is only possible through the interfaces. Like the class where the inheritance you are doing it, will call as parent class, base class, super class. To where it is doing it like subclass, child class, derived class, right? The inheritance between superclass and subclass can be achieved by the extend keyword. Like compile polymorphism is nothing but the many form of the same user. There are two type. One is like method overloading, method overriding. Method overloading is nothing but the same method. You can use it multiple time either after changing the number of argument or the type of argument. Method overriding is nothing in case you are already having a mechanism like parent child mechanism established, and in case you are having two method having the same kind of similar kind of method, right, available in the parent and the child, where method name, return type and signature is same, your parent class will be overridden and your child class will take the precedence. So that is the concept of method overriding, which is called sometime called dynamic binding or the runtime polymorphism in Java. But in case still you want to use that parent class, right, variable or the method, right? So what you can do, you can use the super keyword through which it is possible. Abstraction is nothing but the hiding the implementation details and showing the only the functionality, the critical functionality to the user only. So first you can create a abstract class. You need to define the abstract keyword with the particular class. And any abstract class you cannot create an object or instance. An abstract class can have abstract method as well as non-abstract method. Abstract method means that method cannot have any body associated, and non-abstract method means definitely it will be having some body. Then the abstract class, you can create one more class where you can extend the abstract class, and you need to implement all the unimplemented method there. Okay, an interface is nothing but 100% abstract in nature, though you are not defining, right, any method as abstract, but in case you are creating an interface, everything will be like abstract. So interfaces single level, right, multi-level or multiple inheritance also possible through interfaces. So you, in case you are using the interfaces, so class to interfaces, interface to class, it will be implements keyword. Interface to interface, it will be extend keyword only. So you can create n number of method in the interfaces, and wherever you are implementing in the class, you can use the implements keyword and you can implement all the unimplemented method there. You can give the body, and after that you can use it as and when required. Static is nothing but a kind of a non-access modifier. So once you are defining at the static at the like method level or the variable level, right, automatically, right, those method of the variable will be kind of global thing for that classes and can be used across anywhere within that particular classes without creating the object or instance. That is the importance of the static modifier, non-access modifier. Final keyword, you can use it three instances. In case you don't want to change the variable level value, you can use the final keyword the variable level. In case you don't want to inherit a class to the other class, you can make it class level as a final. In case you don't want to override any method, right, to other kind of child class, then you can make that method as a final method, so that like overriding will not be possible for that method from the parent class to the child class. So that's all from today's session, guys. Thank you.